Hello and good afternoon, my very charming friends. It is Saturday, September 10th, and it is my reintroduction day. So, I'm just going to get right into this. Question number 1. What is your favorite color? That is a very tough question to answer because I sort of like a lot of colors and it sort of changes around. For a very long time, my favorite color was black. I've always liked black. It's just, it goes with everything. It makes it easy for me because I don't really arrange outfits or anything. I just have jeans and t-shirts. And so if I keep all of those just like black t-shirts and some blue jeans, then they will just always work and I don't have to worry about what goes with what. So that makes that easy. Though I do have a lot of white shirts as well, which technically also sort of just go with everything. But the color thing it's hard. I really like blue. As you can see by the color of my walls, they're very blue. But I also like other color, like I love green, and if it counts, I like the color silver. I really like silver. But then there are other things like the color red, I don't really like that much. But when it is mixed with black, I really like it. Or with white even, when there is black and then there is red beside each other, I think that looks great. And same with white. But red on its own, not so much. And of course I also have to like red with its golden Gryffindor colors. So yeah, hard to describe, but I like all colors. I tend to wear black and white, but I do like blue, and I do like red when it's with other stuff. Yeah. Question number 2. What is your favorite pizza topping? The funny thing about me is that I do not like cheese. Feel free to hate me now. But when you put cheese on pizza, there's something about it that I actually like. And it's not just because it's melted, because I hate like grilled cheese sandwiches, disgusting, or like melted cheese on crackers. No, but when it's on pizza, I can stand it and I actually enjoy it. So now that I've sort of explained my weird pizza dilemma, my favorite topping has got to be meat. Just all the meat. Meat lovers. I am a meat lovers pizza guy. Bacon and sausage and beef and chicken and ham and all of the meats just on the pizza and just, it's so good. Question number 3. What Hogwarts house am I in? Well, for the longest time, I didn't really identify with any Hogwarts house. When I was a kid, I always thought Hufflepuff seemed kind of lame. I was like, who would want to be a Hufflepuff? They're not even, Gryffindor's the coolest because they have Harry Potter. This is when I was like 8, but as I grew up, I could never really identify with them. I felt the attributes were so like confined to one house that I couldn't just identify with one. I've always sort of seen bits of all of them in myself. But then very recently I started realizing that I am pretty sure I'm a Hufflepuff, and I was like, yeah, Hufflepuff pride all the way. I changed my mind obviously from when I was like 8, and I started to see more and more Hufflepuff traits in myself. I could have sworn I was a Hufflepuff. And then, out of nowhere, on Pottermore, Gryffindor. Gryffindor. What is that? What is that? Not complaining, though. Don't get me wrong. I love Gryffindor. I think it's a very cool house to be in. And I'm very proud to be in Gryffindor. But, you know, someday, I will prove my Gryffindorhood. I will prove it in some way. Neville was almost a Hufflepuff, but he got put in Gryffindor, and he proved himself. Question 4. 4. Favorite book character. That is a tough one. Ever since I was in grade 8, when I read a certain book, every time I think back to this question, that is the first one that pops into my head. It may not, if I took more time to think about it, it might change, but I don't know, I have thought about it, and I'm pretty sure that my favorite book character is from the book I read when I was in grade 8, written by none other than John Green, Looking for Alaska. My favorite character is Alaska Young. I can't even explain why. When I read the book in grade 8, I basically fell in love with her, which is weird because she's a fictional character, but if girls are allowed to fall in love with Edward Cullen, I am allowed to fall in love with Alaska Young. And to this day, she's always sort of been that high point of a character. She was almost like the perfect human, but then there were so many imperfections that just made her even more perfect. She was perfectly imperfect, if that even makes sense. But she's always just been that character, you know? That character. Yeah. Question 5. We're almost there. The longest you've ever gone on less than 5 hours of sleep. can I say the second half of grade 12? Like all of it? Through the end of last year, starting pretty much after spring break, my sleep schedule it took a dive. I was going to bed at like 1 or 2 in the morning because I was always staying up doing homework. And then I had to wake up at 6:45 in the morning. So a lot of the time I was going to school on less than 5 hours of sleep, going the full day and then all the way till 1 or 2 in the morning again because I had to do my homework. I don't have a specific time where I can say that is the longest I've gone on less than 5 hours of sleep, because I've gone several days, several weeks, several months without any more than 6 hours of sleep. And final question, question 6. What do you want to be when you grow up? I'm sure I've already mentioned this before, but I will restate it here solidly. I aspire to be a filmmaker. Whether it is like a director or an editor or even just a cameraman, I want to be in the film industry in any way I can. I said it in my first introduction video, I love movies. So yeah, to be involved in actually creating them for a living, that would just be incredible for me. Anyway, this has been a long video, so I am going to go now. Next week we'll have a new theme, and that will be exciting. DFTBA.